Hello and welcome along to another episode of this FM21 Build a Nation story from Bangor City with me, Daniel. It's part 170 today, and this is a pretty big one. We've got our SPFL Trust Trophy final against Linfield, the Northern Irish Giants. They've had brilliant runs in Europe in recent years, and we're finally playing them outside an international break, so this could be a very difficult test. We've then got the second leg of our crucial Europa League Quarter Final against Besiktas. And I'm hiding the first leg at the moment because I'd said to you that it was great we didn't draw Napoli because it means we've got a winnable tie and one where we're even favourites. We'll see if I look stupid or not in a minute. So if you're looking forward to all of that, please do chuck a thumbs up on it. Subscribe down below for daily FM21 content. New episodes from this one every weekday, and it promises to be a chaotic finish to the week. But I've started on this screen, which we don't see very often, just to update you on how we're going. So our characteristics are now excellent. We're adored by a lot of former players and excellent managers in the game. And we're also signing a new deal at Bangor City. We've got a 4-year contract on $15.5 a week, a real step up. We've got a 4-star reputation despite only still having 2 coaching badges. It's one of the weirdest things here at Bangor City. Now we've got 16, 17, 18 first team coaches. We still can't get them to send us on a course because they need our presence in training. It's one of the weirdest things I've encountered in the game. Our Welsh football knowledge is now top of the tree, as you would expect at this point. But a massive deal for us, a really good moment, and our attributes are looking pretty good as well. All the ones I want to anyway. Now let's go and have a look at the schedule for what happened in that dreaded first leg, as well as, of course, the other fixtures too. This is why it was so crucial that we didn't draw Napoli. It was insanity in the first leg against Besiktas. We were 4-0 up in 13 minutes. Lloyd Golding had already wrapped up his hat-trick. Kvara then decided to do the same, and Kean Bulkley, the youngster, even got one off the bench. I can't explain it. I was just aghast as it happened. Because it was every single attack. It was frightening. And we have got a better side than Besiktas, but they're not worse than, say, a TNS or a Barry. They're probably above that level. And we don't normally beat them by 8. So Besiktas folded a little bit. I don't quite understand what's occurred there. And the 25 fans that bothered to make the journey got a wonderful night over in Turkey. The other 2 games we played off camera, Bala at home in the Welsh Cup Quarter Final. Only 4 we managed to put past them. So Bala play Besiktas in Europe in the future. We know what the outcome's going to be there. Walters, Gordon with 2 and Kean Bulkley yet again. And then a 5-2 win at home to Cardiff Met Uni. Tom Jones got another one as he edges closer to his appearance record. Lows up Besiktas and 2 for Kane Walters. We weren't great in this game though. And at 4-2, Agos made 2 or 3 very good saves. That game could have been a draw if our keeper wasn't in good form. And perhaps if we hadn't been quite as ruthless as we were. So still some alarm bells at certain times here. We've not been at our best defensively for some of this year. But the Besiktas result makes up for it. There is no doubt we are going to be in a semi-final for the 2nd time in a row. And what it also means, going into the Linfield game, you know it's a trophy I love. I can now play my first team and actually rest people for Besiktas. Give the first team 10 days off then. They can have Besiktas off, they can have TNS off, and then depending on where the next European fixture is, we can make the decision then. But a fabulous first leg performance. Just insane really. We'll take a look at their squad when we get into that one. But we are back today to face a mighty test in Linfield. A side that have progressed really well. They've almost been building a nation themselves over in Northern Ireland. Their key player is an Englishman, Stuart Taylor, who, as you can see, 3-star ability by our standard. We've got plenty of first team players that are at that level. $7.5 a week. It's a very similar profile. They just haven't quite got the same level of youth development. They're half a star behind in reputation. Their finances are secure rather than rich. But they're winning the league every year over there against very good teams like Larne, Glentoran, etc. So Linfield definitely ones to watch. Their most goals, 38 for David Walsh. He's a very good striker. Again, 3-star by our ability. And their most assists is Connor Banks, a very good midfielder. Probably more of a backup by our standard. But I'd argue he's pretty much as good as Ludomir Strom. So a very good team. Stuart Dallas, Northern Irish international legend and Leeds player, is in charge. He's a very good one, has been at Bristol City. So they're attracting pretty big names in the playing and management world. This will be a difficult test. Probably a lot tougher than Besiktas. So let's go and see how we deal with it. We'll take a look at the Welsh Premier League after, because there's a couple of things that have made me look silly in there. But this is the 11 that I've gone for today. Let's see if it's good enough to get the result. So basically, from our midweek game, where we battered Besiktas, I've changed nothing. Odell was suspended for the first leg in the Europa League. He's also suspended for this tie, so Harvey Lloyd keeps his place there. He's signed a new 3-year deal. And everything else stays the same, apart from the fact that we've brought Gwyn Morgan onto the bench for McDonald, just to give ourselves a little bit more of a youth intake feel. I know he's into his mid or late 20s now, but another one from the academy in the squad. And Kai McDonald, we've got to start getting used to him not being here now. So a brilliant lineup. It's Simancas between the sticks, Nenov and Fletcher the fullbacks, with Whelan and Jennings at centre-half, Lloyd, Reyes, Gomez Garcia and Bulkley the midfield diamond, with Kvara and Goulding hat-trick apiece in midweek. Can they replicate that tonight? Linfield should pose a difficult test, but let's see if we can roll them over too. Well, the 3 players we just looked at are all starting, including the first 2 up front. They've got some good players on the bench. They've just got a really good side. They're the sort of team that could probably give us a title race over in Wales. And it's sort of what I'm hoping that TNS and Barry are aspiring to moving forward. If they can regularly get to the Europa League or Europa Conference last 32 or 16, this is the sort of squad they should be aiming for, that could definitely compete over a season. As Fletcher plays long down the left to Kvara, into Kyo Bulkley, and within 5 minutes, it's just a joy to watch. We're an unbelievable side now. We're basically almost a world-class side. We've probably got about a year or 2 to go. Probably our last season. It'll be a very similar squad, but Whelan, Jennings, the Bulkleys will be a little bit further in their development, and we can start to say we are a genuinely world-class side. But these players all are or have the potential to be world-class, and it is leading us to just looking a joy. Kvara scores again. Fletcher set it up. 2 of the big summer additions that took this side from a very good team up to last season to now bordering on elite level. We're going to walk the Welsh League even if the other 2 improve now. But we've got a chance to make history in Europe, and you can see from a quarter-final result, winning 8-0 away from home. Yes, against weaker opposition who snuck through on away goals. But still, it's an absolutely phenomenal achievement. And this team is littered with players that top Premier League clubs continue to chase year after year. As Bulkley gets it wide to Lloyd Goulding. This could be a cricket score as well here. Kvara's in again. It's 3 after 26 minutes. We've just looked at this Linfield side and seen they've got 3 or 4 players that would be capable of pushing for our first team. But that was till last year, when it was Walters and Goulding up front fine. But Kvara's now world class. He's proving it today. And it's the big boys showing up. Fletcher with an assist, Bulkley with a goal, Kvara with 2. It's brilliant. Nenov gets the ball at right back again. Intercepted this time, that's not the best. They have got an attacking threat, Linfield, and Simancas forced to make a great save down to his right. We can't give them the ball there. They've still got 2 very good strikers. Probably remind you of like a Walters and Loza, our backup partnership. But the corner's poor, it's into Simancas' arms. And with just under half an hour gone, this is a very comfortable day, but we don't want to start giving goals away, as Linfield having an attacking threat with Banks to Bannister, the fullback. Cuts inside, finds Banks again, Bulkley nicks it, Goulding releases Kvara, he's 1-on-1 on his hat-trick, goes all the way through. Bojan Kvara is fit, and he is coming to the party now. This is what we've been waiting for from the lads. 4-0 with half an hour gone, Bangor City ruthless, rampant, and creating a riot here. It is fantastic stuff from the Welsh side. And it's what we've built up to for 18 years. Maybe we can challenge in Europe. We will be facing the winner of Milan and Manchester United in the semi-final, which might make it a bit tougher, as Goulding gets down the right-hand side. Cuts the ball into the box. There's 3 in the middle. Kvara's 1. This time misses the target. Almost deserves to be taken off for that, doesn't he? 5 minutes to the break. I can't get the smile off my face. What a fantastic performance. And we're back in the 3rd minute of stoppage time as Linfield have a throw down by the right corner flag. Don't really want the clean sheet to go here, but they have got good attacking players. And Todd gets on the end of that Webber cross. Not even one of the 3 we looked at. And Simancas, although he got a hand to it, the header was perfect. It was back where it came from. It was high. It was hard to get a hand to. And he couldn't get a strong enough one in the end. 4-1 at half time. A consolation for Linfield. But a brilliant performance regardless. Let's see if we can keep it up in the second half. As it's this time, it's our throw down by the left corner flag. Fletcher to Kvara. Fletcher just breezes past his man. Kyo Bulkley back to Harvey Lloyd. My words. Kvara eventually in, it's disallowed. What a strike from Harvey Lloyd. Tipped onto the bar. It was brilliant goalkeeping. And it remains just 4, but my word, that is one of the best strikes I've seen in a long time. An hour on the clock. We're going to think about changes in a second, but we've got another attacking throw first with Nenov this time. Plays a 1-2 with Reyes. Gets it back to him just inside the penalty area. Reyes goes inside. It's a brilliant block. It hits Goulding. It hits somebody else and goes in. But the offside flag goes up against Goulding. I'm not sure whether it was or not, but we're not going to complain. Let's go and make some changes with just under half an hour to go. We're going to bring on Briones for Jennings, who's on a yellow card. No risks need to be taken here. Reyes made his debut for Spain in the international break, as did Kean Bulkley for Wales. So we're going to take Reyes off for Tom Jones. Got to give the academy players the priority, and Kvara's got his hat-trick. We want to protect his fitness. So what a time for young Kean Bulkley to come on. He managed to come on and get his goal in Besiktas. Can he get the goal against Linfield? Let's see. It's funny actually, with a quarter of an hour to go, look at the stats. Same number of shots on target, Linfield have had more possession. This has been an even game, according to the stats. It's just that we're so ruthless. Kvara has been unbelievable. We've got brilliant players who take their chances, and that's the difference here. As Linfield bring it forward again down the left, not a good pass, which is behind its target, but Grant gets it. Goes long over the top. Could be 4-2 here. Hits the post. Lovely strike from the edge of the box. Simancas was beaten. Linfield have given us a game here. It's just that ruthless attacking talent. When you've got 3 or 4 world-class players as we have now, it was always a reliance on Bulkley before, the one world-class player to turn on the heat. Now you can go to Kvara, you can look at Kellen Fletcher, a flying fullback, and you can almost get to the stage where you're looking at Kean Bulkley, a world-class young talent coming off the bench. We have got quality in abundance in this side, and there's never a rest. If Goulding and Kvara have a poor day, you're bringing on Waters, who's chasing the club goal record. You're bringing on Kean Bulkley, one of the best young talents at the football club and in Welsh football. You can't ask for more. Harvey Lloyd's conceded a free kick. Can Linfield get another consolation? Rowlands takes it. Simancas tips onto the bar. Stunning goalkeeping. Whelan's to the rebound first. And we survive. 4 minutes of stoppage time to be played. Whelan heads the long throw clear. Rowland gets it back to Robinson. Back to Rowlands again. Almost scored with that free kick, and he's now bringing out the tricks, but they give the ball away to Nenov. Kean Bulkley flicks on. There came in handy the target man. Lloyd Goulding in. It's a brilliant save by Baird. I'm not a fan of a target man in the front two, but Kean Bulkley there, a crucial flick on, nearly led to a 5th, and just a little bit more gloss on the victory. The corner's poor from Kyo Bulkley. We don't often say that. It's into the arms of Baird, the Linfield keeper. He can play long with the kick and does just that. Flick down for Rowlands, got a runner in Webber on the right, produced the cross for the first goal, shoots there, but that's miles wide of the post, and not going to do any danger to Simancas. And it's 4-1 as we go through stoppage time. The trophy will be lifted for the 2nd year in a row. We waited long enough after 4 poor years, but now Bangor City making up for lost time. Who's the captain today? It should be Harvey Lloyd actually. Back in the team, isn't he, because of the suspension to Odell. So he will lift the trophy for Bangor City. A mesmerising first half performance. A pretty even game in the grand scheme of things. But that's the difference when you've got a world-class striker. Bojan Kvara with a hat-trick for Bangor. And now we go to complete the job against Besiktas. I'm hoping we can kind of put on a display for you guys. Fingers crossed we can. We'll be back in a minute. Well, we're back for the second leg of our quarter final. Now you might remember I said that we were going to be playing the winner of United v AC Milan. Now, I'm not quite sure what's happened in the draw, but United are up against West Ham now, and we're facing the winner of that one. So AC Milan must have gone out in the last time. Maybe it was to West Ham, I'm not sure. So the problem is, Premier League opposition in the semi-final is going to be our biggest test. Manchester United at the moment getting beaten. West Ham 8th in the Premier League. United surely higher than that. They are, they're 2nd. So that does seem a little bit odd. And maybe Lady Luck's going to smile on us again. West Ham star players are, well, definitely as good as ours. There's no doubt in that. In fact, they're better. They've got an attacking midfielder who's an England international on 325 grand a week, who's genuinely world class. And I mean better than Bulkley and everything. So yeah, it's not going to be easy either way. But Manchester United, you would presume, and I'm definitely right on that, are going to be the better of the two sides because their players are all 5-star and world class. So West Ham could be the better draw if they manage to sneak through. But a really good showing from us. We're obviously at no danger of going out here. The question is, how much of a first team do we play? Because we've got 2 weeks until the first leg of the semi-final. and I'd rather put on a show in this one and make sure we get the win on the night and the extra coefficient points for that. Odell will come back in for Harvey Lloyd, as he would be first choice anyway. And then I think I just dropped the ones that have got a high match load, and maybe give an opportunity to some of the stars that are coming through for the next generation. So I think I'm going to bring on Tom Jones, because I have to give him a game, don't I? Although, we've then got 3 quick league games in succession. So do I bring Gethin Davis in? I think maybe I do. I'm going to give Gethin Davis a run out, because he hasn't had as much football as he probably deserves this year. He's only had the same as Srom, because Srom often comes in as the defensive anchor. I'm going to make the big call up front. Goulding drops out. Kean Bulkley's in. First big start in Europe. In fact, I think first start in Europe all season it is. He's only made 1 substitute appearance, which was obviously the last leg. He scored. He's going to start this one. So a couple of big calls there. We'll give Goulding a complete rest. We'll give Gomez Garcia a complete rest. He can be replaced by... who? I mean, that's the question, isn't it? Do we bring in Besiktas to the bench? I think that's maybe what we go for. I'm going to play a Gost as well. Let's give the keeper a run out too. So a few little changes in there. There's not too much I want to do aside from that. We want to still get the win. We want it to be comfortable. Let's see if we can produce the goods and if Kean Bulkley can mark his arrival on the European stage. So there you go. 4 changes in total. The keeper, Odell's actually back to first choice, but then Garcia and Goulding just getting a complete rest. We've got to do that for those with a heavy match load, because I know we haven't noticed the effects as much this year because we've got a much stronger squad. We have had a few more little injuries this year too. Let's go and have a look at the Besiktas team as well, just so you can see the quality of opposition we're up against. These are largely the players that played the first leg. There's quite a few Englishmen in there, so Colin Jerome at right back. They're probably sort of Gwyn Morgan, Mackenzie standard, second or third team for us. And it is almost exclusively English, which is really bizarre at the back. But it's not a good side Besiktas have got. I've no idea, when you look at this, how they managed to beat that Napoli team. Does anyone have any idea as to how they managed that? Because that Napoli team was full of world-class players. And this team, with respect, is low Championship League One. It's probably what we were about 5 years ago. And that's why these games used to be closer. I'd still expect to win, even with Bulkley and Agostin. Let's see if we can do it. Hopefully, it'll be a comfortable night at the office. Though early doors, it's a throw for Besiktas, which Jennings just volleys downfield. Kvara chases Lavelle, who plays back to his keeper, and we're trying to get the pressure on high up the pitch, but they've beaten it there. Bulkley not quite as quick as Goulding, which might have an influence in today's proceedings. And to be fair, in the sort of knockout stages, we've been more effective going forward on the road in Europe, so maybe the home game will be harder. Harder should still mean a win, although Carvalho's in. Hits the post for Besiktas. It's been a very complacent start. I mean, it's hard not to be at 8-0 up, isn't it? It's a ridiculous scoreline. But really, we need to produce our best at the moment. I'm going to drop to balance just because of the dodgy start. And hopefully we'll get on top before too long. As we're back again with Nenov picking the ball up in the right back area. Plays short to Odell, who's had a couple of games rest due to suspension. Nenov plays into Gethin Davis and now Kyo Bulkley. Surging past players, finding the pass to Kvara. Davis to Fletcher, the left back. The Wonder Kid gets it inside again. Gethin Davis finds Fletcher for a third time. Can he find the cross? Can he dig it out? He doesn't. He goes back to Davis. He does deliver though. Kyo Bulkley down 1-2 with Ruben Reyes. And Kyo Bulkley, how many times does he deliver on the big stage? He's had player of the match 12 times in European encounters for us. Over the years, he's been 5 years probably as a proper first team player. It's a remarkable achievement. As Jerome throws into Okra on the right hand side. We have looked poor defensively so far here. And we've conceded to Yurko Carvalho. It was a poor clearance on the left hand side. It was poor marking in the box. And you know what? This is what I was expecting from the tie. Besiktas to be gritty defensively and then show a counter-attacking threat out wide with their formation. It's not worked out over the 2 legs, but on the night, we're losing coefficient points, which could be valuable come the summer. So let's tell the lads to get on top. We want them to do a bit better. And in the second half, it's been a pretty poor game. We need to deliver a lot more than this. As it's another corner kick for our visitors, we've really not looked good here. It's into the back post. Kean Bulkley back to head clear. Another value of a target man up front. And now Kyo Bulkley on the break through to Kvara. The 2-on-2 with world-class players. But it's a great save by the Besiktas stopper. And we've got our own corner from there one. We're going to demand a bit more as Kyo Bulkley will take it. 6 or 7 in the box. It's towards Kean Bulkley. Loses out in the air. And Jerome, the right back, has run away with it. It's a 2-on-2 for Besiktas now. We're getting men back quickly. It's into Carvalho though. They've got an overload on the right, but Fletcher wins it back. Brilliant defending from the youngster, and is laid back to Agost in goal. Plays short out to Whelan. He finds Nenov. At right back, time on the ball, but it peters out. It's not been a good performance, and I will say Kean Bulkley's really struggled. Gethin Davis hasn't been great. The players that have struggled have been the ones that we've brought in, so let's go and make some substitutions. Briones will replace Jennings at centre half. Kean Bulkley will be replaced by Waters. I've got to bring on the experience. Waters will be an advanced forward. Kvara can be the poacher for now. And then Gethin Davis will be replaced by Tom Jones. He'll go into the number 10, Bulkley into the diamond. Fingers crossed we can produce a winner, because we need to help Welsh football here. We've got to be selfless at this point. I'm trying to think of the bigger picture, but it's a really poor display. Jerome is coming forward again though. Odell nicks it. That's brilliant. Tom Jones off the bench. Lovely ball to Waters. Can the super subs deliver? Kane Waters in. Dinks the keeper. But too high. Hits the bar. He doesn't normally get them wrong in fairness. But he's been out the team for a little while as Odden delivers the corner. Headed away by Whelan. It's all Besiktas in the highlights. Jerome gets the ball on halfway. And we're forcing them back. It's excellent pressing. But Macaulay can come away with it. To Jerome. To Ford. To Okra, to Jerome. It's lovely football. Where was this Besiktas performance in the first leg? Macaulay back to Odden. To Ford. Wide to Jerome. They're keeping it at will. They look really comfortable. Into the edge of the box. The header's just over. I'm going positive. I'm encouraging the lads. But you know what? This has been a great performance from the visitors. And I don't understand it, having watched the first leg, how they're able to produce this now. And we have struggled a bit more at home. I think that's fair to say. As Odden cuts the ball back to the edge from a corner, Macaulay can take it down. It's a poor touch though, and he's forced backwards. Jerome will deal with it on halfway. Runs down the right hand side to Lavelle. Centre half was making his way back, but he stays up. Jerome delivers the cross. Whelan clears to Tom Jones. Now we need to counter. Up to Kane Waters. Lavelle had vacated the space. Waters gets himself in. He's done it again. I was starting to celebrate already. He dinked the keeper for the second time. And for the second time, he's overcooked it and hit the bar. 2 minutes of stoppage time up. It's a disappointing result on the night. 1-1, which means it's 9-1 on aggregate. No threat to the tie at any stage. But really, that's harmed Welsh football slightly. And I've got to take my responsibility for that. Let's go and see who we face in the semi-final. Because we've got there for the second year in a row. And we've got a chance again for the first time to reach a European final. Let's go and see who we're facing. I think it looks like it's going to be West Ham there. It very much is West Ham, a top side. It's going to be so difficult. We're at home first 2 weeks today. I think you know what we're going to be showing there. Let me have a very quick look at the coefficient screen, just as we always do for the update. Have we got back up to 9th place? We have. Let's have a look at our schedule. So we're going to do what we did last season. A lot of times earlier this year, I've shown one game and a few of the bits off the pitch, but that was with this in mind. Tomorrow, there's going to be no talk off the pitch at all. We'll very quickly show you the 3 results from the league game, and we will then have a triple header on camera. 2 legs against West Ham, a Welsh Cup final against Colwyn Bay. Fingers crossed, we'll be able to finish on Friday with a Europa League final. It's going to be one hell of a difficult test, but if you want to come and see it, and you did enjoy this video, please do chuck a thumbs up on it. Subscribe down below for daily FM21 content every weekday from this series. We're so close now. We've got world-class talent. We've got a chance to rest people for a few weeks. And then we've got 3 massive games in a row. I hope you'll come and join me for it. Turn that notification bell on to stay up to date. In the meantime, if you want more, there's links to some of the playlists in the eye above, as well as the football podcast channel and the Twitch channel, where we've got regular live streams and football watch-alongs. But a massive thank you for watching. Your continued support as always. I do greatly appreciate it. I feel like we're on the cusp now with 2 semi-final appearances. Can we make a European final? I'll see you tomorrow to find out.